There have been times when the markets have not functioned because of circuit breakers. It just shut down and said, let's not trade for a while so people can really cool their emotions. Have you considered at all the possibility of suspending the market for a longer period of time? Some big players on Wall Street have raised that possibility at various stages, saying, look, there's too much panic. Let's just take a hiatus for a few days.
Absolutely not. We are absolutely not considering doing that. And it's really important that we even stop the dialogue around it, in my opinion, because the fear that the markets might unexpectedly close is enough to put selling pressure on the close. And no one in a position of power to make that change is talking about that. No one no one at the exchange level. The exchanges all feel the same way. The Treasury feels the same way. The SEC feels the same way. They've all made public statements about the markets needing to remain open. And there's a good reason for that. It's because investors need to have access to their money. And it can have an increased effect on panic in the market if you do shut down the market. The reason why we have market-wide circuit breakers is because they're a response. They are a well-calculated, well-studied, and implemented response that we took not during the time of stress, but in reaction to the 1987 crash, so that we would be ready for a scenario should it arise again. We don't regularly use them because we're not usually in that state, but we have used them 4 times in this month to date. And that's the mechanism that was agreed when you had time to think about it and have a rational approach. The decision was you can't close markets, but let's pause them so investors get 15 minutes to understand what's happening, to take a deep breath, to assess the situation, and react appropriately. The circuit breakers have been functioning the way they're intended to function. Closing the markets would be the wrong thing. It's not going to change the underlying concerns, and that's putting pressure on the market in itself. It's not going to. It will have the likelihood of penting up more selling pressure during the market closure, and it denies people of access to their funds when they need it most. So certainly that's not being considered.